How's everybody going?
All right.
Good?
Yes.
My name is Dave Rockman, as the slide says. I bring you greetings from the National World Glass and Wax Museum. I bring you greetings from Bloomberg Productions. I bring you greetings from the National Association of Black Storytellers. Numerous organizations, but I simply bring you greetings. And I've been asked to open up this event, and there's only one way I can do that, and that's by telling a story. So, there was a guru, and he was with his 2 disciples. And as gurus do, they want to continue teaching their disciples, instilling wisdom in their disciples. And he decided to do it today with a practical exercise. So what he did was he gave each disciple 100 rupees. And he told the disciples, I want you to take these 100 rupees, and I want you to fill up a room with as much as you can get with those 100 rupees. And in 5 days, I will come back and I will inspect your work. So 5 days had passed. The disciples went on their way, filling the rooms with whatever they could get with 100 rupees. So the guru visited them after 5 days, and he went to the first disciple's room. And he looked in, and he saw that the disciple had filled the room with rags. And the disciple filled the room with rags because that was the cheapest thing he could get. So he got as many rupees, as many rags as 100 rupees would afford, and he filled it with the rags. And the guru just had a very displeased look on his face. He was not happy with this disciple at all. And he moved on to the second disciple's room. And before the guru could even speak, the second disciple told him, Guru, I'm returning to you 80 rupees because I only needed 20 rupees to fill the room twice. So the guru walked in to the room, and he immediately had a smile on his face because what he saw was a lamp. And the lamp gave off a light that filled up the room. That's one. And he also saw a stick of incense, and the fragrance was all throughout the room. That's 2. And he had that smile on his face, and he came back out, and he went to that second disciple and said, I am pleased with you. You understood this lesson. And he brought both of the disciples together because this was a learning experience for both of them. And he said, life is like an empty room. And you can't just fill it with anything, especially not the filthy things in life. What you're supposed to fill life with is the light of knowledge and understanding and the fragrance of service. So I say to all of you today, as we are here kicking off this event, I urge you, for your own lives and for those whom you may encounter, fill them up with the light of knowledge and understanding, and fill them up with the fragrance of service. And I can't think of a better way, a better example of that than this event. So I thank you, and please, please, fill the light of life.
One more time. There you go. I'm really happy to be here. My name is Peter Broom. I am the founder and director of the New Day campaign. And I'm going to say something about that in a moment, but first a couple things about this event. We actually have an amazing lineup of people for this afternoon, so I'm really glad that you're all here for that. One of the challenges we have had with the New Day campaign is we have so many events happening so many places that it's been difficult to market the events as robustly as we would like. So some events on a Friday afternoon out at CCBC Dundalk in a big space look like we attended. But in fact, we've got a good crowd here. We've got about 40 people here. And I want to particularly welcome those who are here from Turk House. It's a real privilege to have you here. And I hope that you both enjoy and get something from the day. I want to thank CCBC, the community colleges in Baltimore County, both Dundalk and Essex, because they have welcomed the New Day campaign in with 2 art exhibitions and about 5 events. And one of the exhibitions is out in the lobby, and if you haven't seen it yet, or you haven't heard me talk about it yet, it's an exhibition that features art by my daughter and also art by my uncle. Neither my daughter nor I ever knew my uncle. He lived in Denmark. I was born in Denmark, but left Denmark when I was very young. And they never knew each other. I never knew my uncle. The only thing I knew about my uncle until I was in my early 20s was that he had died in an insane asylum. And then when I was in my early 20s, I learned he was an artist. And I'm an artist. And it was then that I knew where I'd come from. My daughter was an artist. There was something else my daughter and my uncle shared, and that is discomfort in this world. And they both sought ways out from their discomfort. So my uncle died in an insane asylum, and my daughter died of an overdose just less than 2 years ago. So they had that in common. So the reason we're having this event on intergenerational trauma at CCBC Dundalk is because of that echo. That thought of what passes from one generation to the next, why it is, what it is, and what to do about it. So that's the theme of today. The New Day campaign, this is an event of the New Day campaign. And the New Day campaign is a 2015 initiative here in Baltimore using art to challenge stigma and discrimination associated with mental illness and addiction. Making the world a more healing place. That last phrase is important. Making the world a more healing place. One of the things that's happened in event after event is a sense of safety in the room.